Today I want to talk about the forgotten fourth movie in Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight franchise. You heard that right, the fourth movie, Batman Gotham Knight. Now in 2008, Warner Bros. Had the idea to start releasing direct-to-video spin-offs alongside their theatrical tentpoles. For instance, when they released Get Smart to theaters, they released Get Smart's Bruce and Lloyd Out of Control. Hence, when The Dark Knight hit theaters in July 2008, Warner Bros. Also released Batman Gotham Knight to stores. Similar to The Animatrix, the movie was an anthology featuring different styles of anime. One key difference, however, is that the stories in Gotham Knight are more connected, with some even leading into each other. Gotham Knight loosely, and I mean loosely, takes place in the Nolan-verse between Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. Technically, it's not meant to be canon with the Dark Knight franchise, as its producers have stated. However, the connections are there. For instance, the movie displays the escalation in Gotham after Batman arrives. We see what Maroni and the Russian and the Scarecrow were up to prior to The Dark Knight, and we watch as Bruce Wayne trains and continues to fine-tune his bat tech with Lucius Fox. Plus, David Goyer, co-writer for the Dark Knight trilogy, also wrote for Gotham Knight. But how are the stories in this anthology? Well, here's my ranking. At number 6 is Deadshot, in which Batman takes on the titular villain. Yeah, it's cool to see a familiar villain here, but I'm not thrilled with the version of him presented. Plus, there's not much to this story. It's mostly an action scene that requires a ton, and I mean a ton, of suspension of disbelief that none of Deadshot's bullets are hitting Batman. It's not an awful short, but it's my least favorite of this collection. For number 5, I have Field Test, which shows Batman testing a suit that will deflect bullets. Now, the short has a positive message and further shows the evolution of Bruce's ideology. But something just seems a little bit off, and I can't quite explain what. For instance, so when the bullets hit the suit, they violently bounce off and potentially head toward anybody standing nearby. I don't think Batman really needed a field test to see that was an iffy idea. Granted, maybe he didn't realize just how much those things bounce off, but still. At number 4 is In Darkness Dwells, in which Batman has to rescue a cardinal and faces villains such as Scarecrow and Killer Croc. Batman Begins scribe David S. Goyer worked on this story, which feels more like a continuation of the Nolan-verse more than any other story in Gotham Knight. What I loved most about In Darkness Dwells is how it continues the evolution of Batman and Jim Gordon working together. Batman trusts Gordon, but not completely. He trusts Gordon enough to give him some special tech, but then Batman warns, almost threatens Gordon that he'd better not use it against him. It adds a layer to Gordon and Batman's partnership that we didn't really see in the Dark Knight trilogy. At number 3, Have I Got a Story for You, in which a group of kids swap tales about seeing Batman in action. Now, the short is fine, but it pales in comparison to the similar Legends of the Dark Knight episode of the new Batman Adventures. For number 2, I have Crossfire. 2 members of the Major Crimes Unit are caught in a gunfire between the Russian mob and Sal Maroni's gang. Again, this short feels very much a part of the Nolan-verse, as Gordon is still a lieutenant and we have characters like the Russian and Maroni, Officer Ramirez, all of whom are then seen in The Dark Knight. The short continues the always fascinating debate on whether Batman has helped or hurt Gotham, plus it has some memorable visuals. My top choice, however, here is Working Through Pain. In this story, Batman has been shot, which leads into a flashback of how Bruce trained to deal with his pain physically and emotionally, perhaps only mastering one of the two. Normally in movies where we see Bruce training, I start longing for the film to hurry up and get to the part where he's Batman, but I found this short to be captivating and poignant, which is why Working Through Pain is my number 1 pick. Overall, Batman Gotham Knight is a pleasing film for fans of the Caped Crusader. It is not essential viewing to enjoy Nolan's Dark Knight franchise, and I really don't think Nolan had anything to do with this anyway, unless he and Goyer casually discussed an idea or two for Goyer's segment. But Gotham Knight does add a layer to the Nolan-verse. I wouldn't recommend Gotham Knight to casual moviegoers, but I do recommend it for Batman fans. Overall, I give Batman Gotham Knight 3 out of 4 stars. What did you think of the movie? Let me know in the comments. Also follow me on Twitter, link in the description. Until next time, this has been Josh with Movies Please. Thanks for watching.